ran over the dusty plains of northern Africa when the silence of the barracks was broken by the sharp blast of a whistle. Falling. Boots struck the ground in unison as soldiers rushed out, some still adjusting their uniforms, others already standing stiff as iron rods. The air was dry, heavy with tension, and something else, something unspoken. Among them stood Sergeant Ton Adewale, a man carved from discipline and quiet strength. His face bore the calm of a seasoned soldier, but his eyes told stories of battles that never made the news. He had served for over a decade, seen brothers fall, and villages burn. Yet he remained unshaken, unbroken. Today felt different. Captain Damba stepped forward, his presence commanding immediate silence. He held a folded document in his hand, his jaw tight. "We've received intel," he began, his deep voice cutting through the morning air. "A militia group has taken control of a remote village near the border. Civilians are trapped. Women, children, elders." A murmur passed through the ranks. "This is not just another patrol," the captain continued. "This is a rescue mission. And failure," he paused, letting the weight of the word settle, "is not an option." Ton's fist tightened behind his back. He had heard of that militia, ghost in the bush. Ruthless. Invisible. They didn't fight like soldiers. They hunted. "Sergeant Ton," the captain called. "Sir. You lead Alpha Squad." Ton stepped forward. "Yes, sir." As the soldiers dispersed to prepare, his closest friend, Corporal Musa, walked up beside him, shaking his head. "Alpha Squad again." "My brother, they don't turn you to magnet for danger," Musa said with a forced grin. Ton smirked slightly. "Better me than someone who will freeze when it matters." Musa laughed, but it didn't reach his eyes. "You still dey carry that last mission for mind, ABI?" Ton didn't answer. Because he was. 3 months ago, in a jungle operation, he had hesitated just for a second. That second cost a young recruit his life. Since then, Ton had sworn never to hesitate again. Even if it meant becoming someone he no longer recognized. Hours later, Alpha Squad rode out in 2 dusty armored vehicles. The road was rough, barely a path, cutting through thick bush and abandoned settlements. The deeper they went, the quieter it became. Too quiet. "Something no dey right," Musa muttered, gripping his rifle tighter. Ton raised a hand. "Stay sharp. Eyes everywhere." The driver slowed as they approached the outskirts of the village. Burnt huts. Empty streets. A child's sandal lying in the dirt. Ton's heart sank. Disembark. They moved in formation, boots crunching softly against the dry earth. Every corner, every shadow felt like a threat waiting to breathe. Then, a faint cry. Everyone froze. "Did you hear that?" one of the younger soldiers whispered. Ton nodded. From that hut. He signaled 2 men to flank him. Slowly, carefully, they approached the broken doorway. The crying grew louder. Ton pushed the door open. Inside, a small girl huddled in the corner, clutching a rag doll, her face streaked with tears and dust. She looked up, fear flooding her eyes. "Please, don't let them come back." Ton's chest tightened. "Who?" he asked gently. Before she could answer. Gunshots. Rapid. Close. Ambush. Musa shouted from outside. Chaos erupted. Bullets tore through the walls as Alpha Squad scrambled for cover. The quiet village had come alive with death. Ton grabbed the girl, shielding her as wood splintered around them. "They set us up," one soldier yelled. Through the gunfire, Ton's mind raced. This wasn't just a rescue mission. It was a trap. And they had walked straight into it. As the sound of gunfire echoed through the broken village, Sergeant Ton made a decision that would change everything. "Alpha Squad, hold your ground," he shouted into the comms. "We're not leaving anyone behind." But deep down, he knew. Not all of them would make it out.